is time, once again, for the two true blue American Jews. Well, we're not Jews, but why not, right?
Well, I'm part Jew.
Yeah, I'm part blind. You're fully blind, part Jew. I'm no Jew, but I know Jew, and you know me. I know Jew and you know me anyway. This February fucking 21st. It is nothing sacred because.
Real fuckers.
And I am Cruise Control.
And I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And once again, like I said, it is February 21st. The show is Sunday evening, like usual. We've got an interesting show, at least to us.
We always do.
But, we always do. It's so interesting to us. But again, who else really cares?
Well, hey, if they do, they do. If they don't, fuck it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's life. I love it. I love the idea that we don't have anybody going, well,
man,
see, you guys gotta change your, see, the advertisers, they're not gonna want to be with you, well, they're not gonna, listen, you need to change your style up because or else you're gonna lose advertisers and then we'll have to shut your show down. No one's shutting our shit down because that's the new way, the new media or the new, it's a digital age, man. We can do this and let our opinions be spoken out. And it doesn't cost us a fucking thing. It doesn't cost you a thing. So if you don't, that's why it's another reason why people are like, dude, you better not say that. I'm like, why? What's the worst that can happen? No one listens. You stop listening. Oh my God, our 3 listeners go to 2.
Well,
or later on, our 700 listeners go to 600. It doesn't matter. Right?
So, what have you been catching some flack, man? Have people been fucking with you?
No, I'm just saying that when people do that, when they go, well, you shouldn't, like we've had some people do that before.
Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter because if there's no pressure, no corporate pressure whatsoever. Worst thing that can happen is YouTube gets on us, and if that happens, that's probably more publicity than anything else,
Yeah, exactly. So it's actually good for us.
Yeah. So we've got, but as our show tonight, we got a couple of rants. We've got a extended Ma, which is Machines Against Humanity, or as my new saying is, Machines Assimilating Humanity. Haha. And I'll get into what that works out and how that goes. And then we've got a soapbox at the end of this tonight.
Sandwich, yeah.
And so that's our show tonight. The first thing we do is we got a butt plug. We got some butt plugs. So go ahead with your butt plug.
Got a butt plug, man, and this is very out of character for me. Because normally I would never plug a politician or their office or any of that shit. But in this case, dude, I got to plug a politician.
Okay.
I was, you remember Chick Heck that used to be the senator here?
Chick Heck, I think I remember him.
It's going way back.
It goes way back. That name definitely rings a bell, though.
Well, his son runs now. I guess his son's running for senator. and he's Joe Heck.
Joe Heck.
And I was at this fundraiser on Friday afternoon called the Honor Flight of Southern Nevada, where they have they're like raising money to fly these veterans to Washington D.C. And just go see the national monuments and all that type of shit and what they fought for and all this stuff. So I guess they were saying, yeah, and Joe Heck's going to be there. We're going to honor Senator Joe Heck. And I'm going, oh great, another fucking politician. We got to lick their balls, all that type of shit. Well, the guy came over to me, not Joe Heck himself, but somebody from his office, and so he starts talking to me, and he was really cool. And dude, here's the thing: like there was no SMJery. He taught me, he treated me with total respect, dude. Just like and it's funny that I have to actually go here and be like, yeah, can you believe he treated me like a human? Like I'm giving him props for doing what he should. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're going to. Just before we go, are you going to endorse Joe Heck because of this guy that was with him?
Well, I'll tell the story and just basically just how the whole, because most of these networking, Kraken will tell you, most of the networking events I'm getting, people are either coming up, hi Maxwell, and rubbing on my arm or talking to me like a 2-year-old, and where he didn't do this. This guy came up and asked what I did, and so I gave him a card, and he actually gave me his card. I got to email him tomorrow because he wants some information. And then he calls this other lady over that works in the office with him. He's like, hey, Joy, this is Maxwell. I want you to meet Maxwell. And so I meet her. I'm talking to them for a minute. And then as I'm leaving, he says goodbye, shakes my hand. Nice meeting with you. We'll be in touch. And then, dude, I'm outside waiting for my ride. And I hear the doors open behind me, and I hear, hey, I got somebody you want to meet. Here, hold on. This is Maxwell Silverhammer. He works for, he told them where I worked for, and he had Joe Heck with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually met Joe Heck and got to bullshit with him for a few minutes. So, but here's the thing, dude. Obviously, these are people who work in his office. Yeah. So, you know how I always say a car is as good as its engine?
Yeah.
So, obviously, this is the type of people he's working for. Somebody who's intelligent and, doesn't have you, it's not the typical corporate kiss-ass office setting, I would assume. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he's basically, you met him, you talked to him, he was a cool dude, and do you know what he's running for?
You know what? I have no idea. I know he's Senator Joe Heck now, but I don't know what the hell he's running for now.
Okay, so he's a senator. So is he a state senator or the actual? No, he's got to be the state senator.
State senator.
So he's probably running. If he's running for something higher, it's probably either the actual Senate or most likely governor. One of those things.
Maybe so. Yeah, you know what? I think it may be maybe I don't know, dude.
But you're like, I'm gonna vote for him anyways. But you would. See, that's the kind of guy you would vote for. He's actually talking to you. Was he like, hey, how you doing, Maxwell?
No. It was. That's the other thing. He was very genuine. Oh, how are you? Hey, good, nice to meet you. Just very matter of fact, dude. It wasn't. There was no bullshit. There was no facade. There was no. They just talked to me like a fucking human, dude. And it's like, goddamn, I'm not used to that. I gotta say, Well,
you're suspicious of it too, so you're looking for any little thing you find. I mean, it's not because you're being too critical; it's because that's what you're used to. So you're like, anytime someone gives you even the slightest hint of being condescending or something similar, you're gonna be, you're gonna be suspicious of it. So you're gonna notice it more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you don't notice it, and I didn't hear any of that. It's really noticeable. So like,
yeah.
It's like for the Sidey McFlighties out there. It's like if you're looking through a window that has smudges on it all over it, right? And you can't see out of a clear window. And then all of a sudden you're next to a window that's really clear, like, holy shit,
Well, and most of the windows you're used to looking out of are smudged.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see through a clear window and you go, oh, wow. So it definitely changes shit around.
It's
and it goes to show you, man, that it can be done.
It's very simple. All you have to do is just not make a just talk to people. Just talk.
Yeah.
Just
come on somebody normal, man. You don't have to put on a show or an act or
make a joke about it or no need to make the blind joke. The only blind joke really what that shows is your insecurity and your need to make a joke about it because you're thinking about it. So a lot of times it's not like it's a big, it's not like SMJW, Decided Justice Warriors. No, but SMJWs or SJWs is like, oh, how dare you make a joke? But really, you get old. It's like in your mind, you're going, yeah, all right, another one.
Right. Oh, ha ha ha.
Yeah, you're cool. So you're cool, but you still have to learn. Even though you're really cool, you still this guy didn't have to learn. He already knew. So that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. There was no. I mean, it never even came up. He had no questions about my blindness or anything. He was just talking to me like, oh, where do you work? What do you do? Oh, really? And then, like I said, when he introduced Joe to me, he told Joe, he said, this is Maxwell Silverhammer. He works for blah, 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 blah,
Dude, I got a new term, man. This is the night of new terms, man. You got the SMJ, and we got the SMS. What is that, Decided McStupid? Remember we had the SMS?
That's just somebody who just can't be educated.
And then the SMJ is Decided. Then we have the SMG, Decided McGenuine.
Ah.
And they're the motherfuckers who are actually the ones that are like, oh, he's an SMG, not an SMJ. So that gets a name.
Right.
So if you're going to have the negative name, you might as well have the positive name.
I have a positive for him, too.
Decided McGenuine.
I call him Enlightened Sightons.
Oh, okay. So you already have a name, Enlightened Sightons. I like that.
Yeah, because those are people. They're Enlightened Sightons, man. They don't need to do it. They don't need anything. They're just, hey, they're hip, man. They know what's up,
Cool.
So yeah, man. Normally, like I said, I don't normally, and I'm not saying necessarily you have to go vote. But I just thought he was. They left a good taste in my mouth. Let's put it that way.
Okay, and I'm actually going to put that as an Enlightened Sighton so that'll be our Enlightened Sighton segment. Isn't this great?
We're talking about Enlightened Sightons. Yeah. Okay, so it was a butt plug, but sort of an Enlightened Sighton.
Butt plug, Enlightened Sighton. So check it out. I'm not going to do a butt plug. I mean, you can go see. Actually, you can go check out Randomer Cam, Dr. Randomer Cam. He's on my channel list, and he's actually I'll throw a link in there too. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'll throw a link to Joe Heck if you want me to in there. If you want to throw to his website, why not? Since he was cool. The Enlightened Sight at least deserves a little bit of respect. You got to give him. You got to throw him a bone when they're good, or else no one else will learn how to catch the bone either and nibble on the right.
That's true. Right? It's not necessarily for them. It's for others.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like it's an example. Setting an example.
If
you're gonna treat me like a child, then I better treat you like one by having to actually set an example. Right?
And it's sad you got to do that, dude. And it's sad that like I'm actually congratulating somebody for treating me like a human. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, you're treating me like a fucking human.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, for shit that should be common sense, I'm like actually congratulating people for like, well, that's good. You know?
Absolutely.
So.
Well, now let's. It's about that time to go into our. Since we got the butt plug out of the way, or the cited, whatever.
Random rant.
Of the week, motherfucker. So random rants this week. You got two, I've got one, so we're gonna split them in half. It'll be a sandwich, but then there's a soapbox. Well, no, it's not a. Don't want to confuse
It's
me.
a randwich, man.
Randwich. Anyway, so what's your first random rant of the week?
Oh, dude. Okay, my first random rant is okay. So paratransit has this. It's not that new now. They started doing it back in July. It's basically a text system where they send you a text message, telling you, your ride will be there in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And then the second message you'll get tells you that the ride has arrived. Well, it's not very consistent. And there have been times like I've gotten the text messages that said, your ride will be arriving in 9 minutes or something. And then just for the hell of it, I'll go down a few minutes early, and the bus will already be sitting there. And, you walk up, and the driver will be like, yeah, I've been here for about 10 minutes. I almost left. And you're like, oh, shit. So, the text system is far from perfect. Let's put it that way. Well, the other night, man, I'm there at work. I had a 5:30 p.m. pickup. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I waited till I got the text that said, and that was at 5:36. And the text message said, your ride will be arriving in 9 minutes. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it's probably not here yet. So I'll hang up here until about 5:43 or 5:44 or something. So then I go down, and I'm waiting. No bus is there, but I figure, they'll be here soon, any minute now. Well, I'm waiting. Finally, 20 minutes go by, and I'm like, I better call these fuckers and see what's going on. So I called them and I said, hey, you guys texted me like 30 minutes ago saying my ride was supposed to be here, and it's never come. What's going on with it? And so she looks and she goes, well, we were already there. And I said, when were you here? And she was like, between 5:32 and 5:40. And I'm going, okay, wait a minute. At 5:36, I got a message saying my ride will be here in 9 minutes. And if they were already here, I should have gotten a message that said your vehicle has arrived. So basically, I got the 9-minute text message when they were sitting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I just kind of said, well, she goes, oh, yeah, well, you really can't rely on that. And I'm just like,
then why have it?
Yeah, exactly. Why the fuck have it? Why put it out there?
Because that causes people to rely. If it's not reliable, then don't have it.
Exactly. And this is one of these things that I always bitch about. Don't put shit out unless you know it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or don't allow. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, totally. Well, then I wound up having to take. Then she was like, "Well, do you want me to get you another bus?" And I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, 5 hours later, fuck that." Because that's usually what happens. It usually takes a couple hours before a bus can even get to you. So I was like, "No, I'll just take a cab." So, dude, I did what I did last year, where I had the cab driver print out a receipt for me, and then the next day I scanned the receipt and emailed it. And then just wrote an email. I actually contacted the county commissioner's office.
You.
And I explained what happened.
The actual texting thing that happened?
Oh, yeah. I explained the whole thing and explained how the text message system's got bugs in it and it's, doesn't work right and what happened to me that particular night. So I got a call from somebody from RTC on Friday afternoon. And she actually gave me her cell phone number and told me to text her anytime there was any discrepancies with the text messages. And she goes, and I'm going to go ahead and forward your request for reimbursement to the whoever it was that was supposed to handle it.
That's how you get it done. Right.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, I had to do the same shit last year, but it wasn't about texting, but it was about how they just kind of no-showed my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But you handled it. So they.
Yeah.
The big thing though is why have that in there? I mean, they're going to run into. One thing I will say.
I understand an occasional glitch, but when it's always glitch.
Here's my devil's advocate on this, and the only reason the only reason I'm saying this because I've been playing games for a long time, and you think, God, these people, they make these games and they have these bugs. How do they not see these things? Mm-hmm. How do they not know? Well, one of the reasons they don't know is because the only way you can find some of these bugs is to actually have thousands and thousands of people utilizing the systems at the same time. So, and they can't reproduce these things unless they actually test it with people. And having betas and stuff like that, that's why they have all these betas and stuff for games now to iron out these things. So they probably had like that kind of beta, but even with that beta, there might still be bugs that the only way they can catch is if it's in actual activity while it's in, it's working.
Huh. Well, you know what? That's the best answer I've heard for that, ever, I think. So, because usually people can't explain why they put shit out that doesn't work.
And sometimes they do. I'm not saying they don't, because believe me, sometimes you're just still like, how in the hell did this get passed? Like, there's been games I've played where it's actual release. It's like, you had a beta. This bug has been in this game since the beta. It's been talked about since beta. How do you not know that? And that may be the case where they're just like, oh, we'll get it out there. It'll make it look like we're doing shit for that. That could be the case. However, it could also be that these now since we both have experience with this company, it would not be surprising to me if they just said, fuck it, hey, let's just throw this shit out and let it happen.
Well, yeah, like, hey, we got something in place.
We got something in place, and we're ironing the bugs out while we go along. We don't care if it causes inconvenience for you while we do it. It's still a service. You're still getting a service. But
exactly. Because,
it could also be the other thing too. It could be that other reason.
Well, see, but this is a little more. I mean, obviously, this is whether you catch your ride or not, man. This is your transportation. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm a little bit annoyed that we'd be getting used as guinea pigs for this kind of shit. It's like,
yeah, well, and that's why you could be, but it also could just be a glitch they just haven't been able to find and they're still trying to figure out how to pin it down. That's just being caused because of the massive amount of people using the service now.
Well, this chick's gonna start loving me, dude, because I'm sure I'm gonna be texting her a lot.
Well, you might be the bug tester for her at this point. She might need that feedback from you and just be like, hey, he's one of those people who's gonna, I'm gonna use this, Yeah,
well, and here's the next thing though. Why the fuck aren't other passengers saying something?
Well, they might also not have the actual resources that you have because of your experience too.
Maybe.
Because you know who to go to, and you actually can, not necessarily throw your weight around, quote unquote, but you can mention certain things, and
that's true.
Hey, I'm there. Oh, I do this, and whoa. So they don't have that option.
Like shit that's as opposed to if I was just some 80-year-old grandma.
80-year-old grandma was like, I don't know how to use the. Now you're like, oh fuck, you got. I know this person.
Yeah, that's true.
Your fucking Maxwell Mojo and shit. That you've built up your Corporanicon, your fucking your bureaucratic, your bionic bureaucrat. Your bureaucrat bionics, dude. I gotta find.
That's what it is, man. I built that shit up over time.
You're like the fucking six, like, oh yeah, you're gonna fuck with me. I'm gonna email. Remember the $6 million man?
Yep.
He'd throw people. That's you. Like, I want to fuck through. You're throwing. You're gonna make me late. Reimbursed.
Yeah. Well, and that's it's kind of like you're right. They kind of know not to fuck with me. It's just what it is. So, but so yeah, dude, that was my one that happened Thursday night.
Well, I've got one, and this is a rant. I don't know if this is a soapbox. This is a rant. It's kind of a quasi. It's kind of a randwich actually. So it actually kind of fits, and it's in the middle of yours as the meat of the sandwich. Mine is okay. We know that the same person wrote a post today that has been pissing, just wallowing post. You know who I'm talking about?
Our wallow buddy.
Did you see that one today?
I did not. No, well, I did not. What did it say?
It said 1 year ago today. The picture from 1 year ago today. She still looks so pretty while I look so dorky and goofy or something like that. And
God.
And here's what bugs me most about this. It's not that I'm tired. That makes me annoyed. Of course, you know how that is. We've talked about that before. I'm not going to go. It's not going to change, and I'm not going to be that douche who's going to be like at tight Rants both. Get over it, fuckface. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, well, I know.
I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother doing that. With Facebook now, I know the social media. I'm either going to ignore it or I would never delete it because he's a friend. And he's not that bad. It's more like just frustrating because I
know what pisses you off.
I want to be.
It's the public self-degradation, dude.
Well, that's part of it. And that's what pisses me off about it. That's what makes me mad about it. But pisses me off even worse. I mean, and beyond the degradation, it's just so fucking like. It's the encouragement. It's the likes that he gets in these fucking things. He had like 3 or 4 likes when I saw it.
Shit.
Oh, yeah. And you need to,
you'll find someone one day.
It's just like what? Leave it alone. all you're doing is reinforcing the same fucking like needy, dependent behavior that he's issuing. Because that's all it is. It's all him going, I need someone to tell me I'm okay.
But you know what's even worse is it's giving that person power, dude.
Like so much power. Yeah. And then denigrating yourself by pushing someone up who fucking broke your heart. She's not a good person in that way.
No,
she didn't do a good thing. She might not be a bad person in terms of overall, but in this way, she's not right. She's wrong. She made you feel like she's no reason why she's doing this.
Yeah, she tore you apart, man.
Tore you apart, and so you're just like, well, I'm the one who's wrong. I'm wrong. I said something. Yes, you did. You were honest.
Yeah, it's back to that shit
my
again.
My whole point is, I don't want to go. But my thing is these likes. These like people actually like it. Like, why are you liking this? This is all you're seeing. It's like it's somewhere in front of you, sitting in front of you, going, yeah, this person 1 year ago today, she's so pretty, and I'm so dorky and inadequate, and I'm fucking stupid. Would you go like, yeah, all right, yeah, I like that. I fucking dig that shit, man. Right, dude, this is a great post, man.
Even when I was hurt, I broke up shit. I never gave her power, man.
But you go. My point is, you wouldn't, if you were really with this person, hanging out with them, you would not fucking be like, yeah, all right, I like that. I'm encouraging you to keep doing it and saying this shit because you're denigrating yourself and making her look great, even though you're no longer with her, and it's been fucking 7 months. Right?
Damn.
It's
been seven
fucking months. And every fucking day there's something new about loneliness or something else. And now he's posting things about it from a year ago, showing pictures of her going, and then her name is tagged in it. So she's seeing it too.
Oh, so that's right. He does. He tags her in it too. Yep. Because I remember there was one he did tag me and her in. It just makes me
go, dude, what are you doing, dude? You're just pathetic, dude. You need to stop.
And then
other
really
people like
insult
it.
to injury. She never comments on any of this shit.
Of course not. She doesn't need to. What is she supposed to say? First of all, what is she supposed to say?
Nothing.
Second of all, if she was to say something, she needs to say to him, like, you need to stop. All right? You need to stop because... I would if I was a friend of his, I'd be like, listen, we're no longer together, so you need to have to deal with it or I'm not going to talk to you anymore. But she's not. You know why? Because she loves it.
Ego stroke.
Fucking ridiculous, dude. But then she's getting and then other people are liking it, reinforcing this shit, like liking, like, oh yeah, express yourself. No, that's why I'm almost tempted to say, but putting that's the thing on social media, putting the effort in like that only gets you minimal results and makes it more frustrating in the end because it doesn't make a difference. It just makes you look like an asshole, and it doesn't accomplish anything because it's social media. It's definitely it's really scary because it's ingrained in our life, but it's still not as meaningful and as permanent as face to face and even voice to voice.
Oh no, of course not.
Communication,
but
it's not.
Still, he's still going to look back at that dude at some point, probably, and go, "Oh my god,"
or maybe not. Yeah, she should. I mean, that's the thing. You got to be very careful. Sometimes. But it just makes me go, man, I just want to say, and that's why I don't want to look back and go, I was an asshole. But seriously, I want to say, dude, you need to get your head out of your ass and stop this. You're fucking, this is pathetic. But no one's doing that. And I said like I said, I don't want to get into the meat of it. We know why it's pathetic, but it makes me angry that people are encouraging this, not even with the responses. I'm almost tempted to find it, not read the original post, but just find it and read his responses because I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy, like that. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not going to post, but I just want to show you what I mean.
Exactly what you're talking about. And people, a lot of women respond to it too.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll find someone better out there, and oh, you did look happy, and good for you, and you're just like, oh,
yeah,
it's this bullshit.
Here's one. Let's see. If you're missing someone in heaven, oh wait, that's something different. Okay. Well.
So those are still going on, huh? Those posts. Because, like I said, I know he tagged me in one last week or something like that, and I'm just like, oh, great.
Yeah, I don't know where this one went, but I guess the thing is, it's still
maybe he took it down.
Maybe, but the likes just make me go. He probably did because it's not on this page, man. I'm just saying the likes just make me go. Why are you liking this? Why does anybody like this?
Right.
Do people think this is good for someone to do? Do you think that it's healthy for them to do and to encourage? But of course, some people do. Well, he's just the way he deals. No,
You know what? He's being the bigger man.
it's just the way he deals with his problems. Yeah, he's in a fucking way that hasn't dealt with them because he keeps saying the same fucking things.
Right, now it gets old.
So that's my rant. My rant is mainly on the fucking people that are encouraging this kind of shit, and they do it with everybody. You know, like keep going, bro. Dibbity boo boo. Yeah.
Well, it's that bigger man bullshit again, too. Yeah. Look at her. He's being the bigger man. He's pumping her up, you know?
Pumping her up. He doesn't need to pump anybody up. I mean, he's done it. You could pump her up, but while doing that, he's like, I'm a big dorky fucking smile. I'm not worthy to have been with her. That's why I'm no longer with her. It's me. I said something.
It was all my fault, guys.
It's always just one person's fault. You know, got to take the responsibility. Because if you make it too complicated, then you can't just blame yourself, and because some people love to fucking blame themselves, man.
Oh, of course. Well, because they somewhat
self-loathing that I gotta gotta mend my ways and look at whatever.
You know, and it couldn't just be that maybe. She doesn't know what the fuck she wants. Could that be a possibility?
Maybe it could be a mutual thing where she overreacted and shouldn't have shut you out and shut the thing down because of one thing said, which was actually a legitimate concern. Even though it might have come out wrong, sometimes things come out wrong. That's called being a human being. So, all right, that's it. That's all I'm done with. So that's my rant. So I just don't want to get into that because the whole thing is just regurgitating shit we talked about before. But my main point of this, once again, was people. Think about what you're doing when you press that like button, because you're encouraging self-destructive and self-mutilating mental and physical behavior. You're encouraging people to continue to loathe themselves and gain attention and to gain reassurance about what they're doing. So you're enforcing shit. So stop it.
Yeah,
all right, that's my rant. There you go.
Well, yeah, but he's got a lot going for him now, man. I guess there's some new shit coming for him.
Exactly. So
it's like, dude, move on. I mean, of course, you have the right to be upset and to be hurt and all that type of shit. That's understandable, but move on, man. We're done. The public has seen it. We know what the deal is now, man.
Yeah, exactly. We know how you feel. So now you're only making it worse on yourself and everyone else in more ways than one. So just move on. Yep. All right, man. So what's your third one, man?
My other piece of bread for this random randwich is okay, dude. Vagitics, dude, which is office vaginal politics, dude. Because it's funny because they always say that the office, the workplace, is like a male patriarchy place. Of
course they do. Yeah, that's complete
Hell,
bullshit.
dude, it's so vaginally driven now. Like all the behavior in an office, even the men that work in offices act like bitches, dude. Like first of all, okay, you know, with office politics, you're afraid to say anything, dude, because you're like, okay, let me think of the least offensive thing to say. Okay, well, I'll give you this story. What happened, basically?
Okay, there's always a story involved.
So here's the story.
No, there is, because there always is a reason why you think about this. Like me, that's the difference between me and you. Like I'll just think about this shit. I'll be like,
yeah, but for me, something happened.
Sometimes there'll be a story, but there always is some kind of story with you. So what's the story?
So what happened with me is basically something pretty major happened at the organization I work for. Somebody was forced to resign, and so my supervisor called me, and because I was out at an event and I've been out of the office a lot that week because I had a lot of shit going on. So she calls me and tells me about what happened. So I said, "Oh, okay, man, that's pretty crazy. Wow." So she says, "I said I'll talk to you more about it. I guess when I get back in the office. Maybe tomorrow we can talk." So we get back to the office and I'm having lunch. I'm sitting at my desk and the office phone rings. Well, I'm not going to answer it because I'm on lunch. So I'm like, I'll just hopefully they'll leave a message. So I go out and I chew and everything. I come back, the office phone's ringing again. I'm like, God damn, somebody really wants to get a hold of me. What the fuck? So I couldn't get to it in time. Well, then my cell phone rings, and it's who I suspected, dude. It's that coworker that gives Kraken and I trouble sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so I answer it, and she's like, hey, did you hear about what happened with someone? And I said, so, dude, I played dumb. I figure the best thing in this case is to act stupid. And I said, well, no, I didn't hear anything. What happened? And so then she tells me pretty much what I already heard. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Oh, man, that sucks. And so anyway, I thought that would have been the end of it. Well, then the next, let's see, a couple days later, I guess she calls me into her section of the office when she was working. And I'm like, yeah. So she's talking to me about it. And she's like, I can't believe your supervisor didn't tell you about this. This is a grievable offense. If I were you, I'd be calling human resources. And I'm like, no, there's really no reason for that. And she's like, yeah, but see, that's it. You let somebody get away with one thing, and they're going to get away with a bunch of other stuff, too. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So now, dude,
you were trying to stop the drama, and for not trying to get involved, you got more involved because she's now.
I got pulled into it
because
exactly.
she doesn't like your supervisor and wants something against her.
Yeah, well, that's the dude. And this right here is the fucking reason I played stupid to begin with, because I thought, well, maybe she's trying to set my supervisor up, or just start some shit.
What happened? There's got to be more to this too, a little bit.
Well, eventually what I did is I called my supervisor and explained the situation and what just took place, the conversation. So then, dude, my supervisor's kind of getting a little, she wasn't nasty, but she was like, well, you kind of put me in a bad light because you didn't tell the truth. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. In a way, she's right, though.
Well, she is right, but at the same time, it's like, God damn it, you can't do shit right, dude. You can't fucking win. It's like it's a woman. I'm telling you, if we were a bunch of guys out digging ditches, fucking.
Yeah, even if I said, I didn't say anything. I didn't want to get involved with it. I didn't want to spread any gossip.
I explained that.
You're trying I didn't want to spread any gossip, right? That's what you said. And
that's just what I told her.
And what did she say?
And she goes, yeah, but you still make me look bad because it looks like I didn't tell you the truth. I didn't tell you what happened.
It looks like someone's. So she actually, did she get called up? Did someone call her on it?
No. Okay. But what she did want me to do is she wanted me to write an email explaining the situation. And,
oh my God, there's no need. What's the reason? Do you have anything to do with this other person really that much?
No, they just work in my office. That's
so
it.
You have to have it.
And the only reason I told her is because I figured, well, shit. Maybe she's going to call human resources.
And so then you telling her made her go, you have to write something. And you're like, are you kidding me? For no reason? Because she's worried that someone's going to backstab her is what she's worried about.
Yeah, so, but this is a female fucking driven workplace. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's everything's because there's a few guys that work in there, but I don't really get to the ones I deal with that I have direct contact with are all women.
And the guys just keep to themselves, right?
Yeah,
why?
I never.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason why you didn't say anything about that because you felt it was first of all, it's none of her business.
No, honestly. It isn't. It isn't her. And that's what I told her too. I said, you know what? I said it's none of her business what you tell me. You're my supervisor. And she goes, I understand that, but I said I was trying to protect you. Mm-hmm. So I thought I was doing the right thing. I figured the best policy is
right thing because there is no wrong or right thing. It shouldn't fucking matter.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't because this stupid shit shouldn't matter. You have to write some email. So what? You had to write some dumb email saying, "Hey, well, I want to let everyone know that she told me, and I just said I didn't tell." What did you?
Well, yeah, but it wasn't blasted out to everybody, but it was just something that because my supervisor wanted some kind of paper trail, just stating what I told her.
That is
so
pathetic that she would have to do that. And the only reason she has to do that is because of bitches like that one bitch who are like, oh, I have a reason to bitch at someone. I can have power over her. Yeah, man, that's manipulative shit. That is I don't know. Dude, it's politics.
It's vagitics, dude. It's office vaginal politics, dude. You, like I said, if it was a bunch of guys digging ditches, this would never be an issue.
Not even digging ditches. It was a bunch of guys in the office. He would have been fired, and then it would have been, well, it's none of your business. And you're like, okay. And
this is the problem.
It wouldn't have been anybody's business.
Even men in the office workplace start acting this way
because there are women in the workplace. That's why.
Yep. They're forced to.
They have to assimilate almost like fucking men assimilating into fucking hormonology or hormonology or something.
So I don't want to hear any more shit that the workplace is patriarchal, male driven,
and it's an atmosphere where literally like there's no reason why this chick should have been like, calling you in trying to get. She was trying to see if she had an ally, probably like, hey. You're like, well, yeah, you're right. She should have fucking told me.
Actually, no, I didn't even say that. I was just like, well, I'm not sure what really took place here.
And now you're like,
I don't even want to, dude. I don't want any part of that. I want to come and do my job. Okay, the importance for me is to do what I need to do, my job duties.
And now you got both of them fucking getting at you at different ends, trying to mend things and make things look all good. It's such bullshit. Yeah, it's all about appearances. It's all about appearances. It's about appearances and power. Like it's like she's like, oh my god, this because I guarantee they don't get along, do they?
Not really. No, as a matter of fact, there was something a few months ago where she wanted me to go over my supervisor's head for something, and I was just like, it's the same, dude. I'm sorry, but I clam the fuck up. I'm not good at that, man. I'm not like one of those guys like, look, let me tell you,
because you don't want to get involved because even not saying anything today got you in hot water for no reason. She should have been like, well, instead of being like, well, why did you? Because what if you would have said so? She would have probably said, why did you spread gossip?
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Why did you tell her that I told you this or something?
It's not her fucking business.
So yeah, that's why I figured the best policy.
You can't fucking win. It's like bullshit because she would have because it would have been like, well, you should have done this. No, I shouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
because first of all, it's actually inappropriate for her to even talk to you about that. Honestly,
no, we're not working together. It
was actually inappropriate for the other lady, not your boss, but the other lady to even talk to you about it. So
no,
but of course,
her and I
your
don't
boss
work
didn't
together.
think that. Your boss is all on the it's you. No.
Yeah, she's like, well, you did kind of put me in a bad position when you did. There's the guilt.
Yeah.
Oh, well, because of you, I think it'd look at me unfavorably.
Should never have anything to do in the office. It shouldn't be that emotional bullshit going on at all.
No, fuck no. And like I said, dude, I got no backbone when it comes to that shit. I'm just like, I freeze up, to be honest with you.
Wow, dude. So that's totally. It is Vagitix. I wish it wasn't, but it's definitely a trend more because. In that social way, women are more nuanced, so they take little things and they also hold grudges more. In my opinion, at least. I mean, I'm not. It's oh my god, I'm making a generalization, but from my experience, what I've seen is that they do. They hold grudges more than men do.
Oh god, yeah. And they push the shit around and make it fester and.
And then, like this chick was like, "Oh, I can get something on her." And oh, what do you think? And if you would have said anything, she might have been like, "Oh, well, we need to write something, or I'm going to write something up, like he didn't tell her, or some shit like that, or I've got something on you." It's something so stupid.
Yeah, totally fucking stupid. Well, the one good thing is the person who did resign was pretty much her supervisor. So, yeah. So now she's because that was she was like her pet for a while, pretty much.
Wonderful. So now she's going to be the supervisor?
No. She's getting a supervisor back that she didn't really get along with.
well, karma, right?
Okay.
Karma, right?
Yeah, exactly. Total karma.
All right. So, well, here's mine. I've got. Now we're going to go on. So that's
you got a ma, don't you?
I have a Machines Against Humanity, and I'm also going to add a little something later on. Called Machines Assimilating Humanity, and I'll go on to that.
I'm going to hear about that,
too.
So
here's my ma. This is a double ma. It's a fucking double one. Thursday night, I've been having issues, as you know. The reason I haven't gotten the support thing going is because I've been having issues with my computer. It's been acting a little weird, making a lot of fan noises. I finally pinned it down to my power supply, and I was like, well, I need to get this thing fixed. Well, just like anything else, I didn't have the cash, and so I was like, all right, I'll wait a little bit, see if it's going to, because I didn't know if it was actually going to break, if it's just one of those weird, quirky things about computers. Sometimes, like, the fan will start up.
Eventually, they do take a shit. Mine did one time.
Well, this one did. Like, Thursday night, I'm sitting there reading, and so Ma decides, oh, well, you've got an some extra cash in your bank account this month because you've been really good on money and haven't spent anything. Well, that's not going to last. We can't have that.
It was a mess.
So I hear a sound, like a little, I don't know, it was like a weird, like, whoosh, like, and I smell something burn in the air, and all of a sudden my computer goes, and it smelled burnt. I'm like, oh shit! So I go over and I try to start my computer, and the start button doesn't even turn it on.
Oh, it's fucked. Yeah.
So I'm like, so that's my first mall, and I'm like, all right. So I'll go into the assimilating humanity thing later on.
Okay.
But then, so that's the first thing, and I get that fixed on Friday. So everything, it's better. I had to spend, of course, $95 on a power supply, but still, that's still enough money to like knock some of that shit you're saving up, because I'm trying to save up money for a couple of reasons,
Right. So it's kind of like something you didn't want to dip into, but
Well,
you
no,
did.
I didn't. Of course, you never want to dip into it. Why would you want to lose $100 for no reason if you didn't have to? You know?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, there you go, maul up the butt. Like there's a couple fingers up the butt. You know, wearing a couple fingers dipped in fucking battery acid. You know, up the butthole.
Right.
So on Saturday morning, I'm like, all right. So I rearranged my room a little bit, and I'm actually kind of happy because everything's working again. You know, it's like after you get sick and you feel a little better, you feel a lot better than you think you do. Well, I'm like, yeah, I'm
like,
not
wow.
bad. And actually, this is great because it does sound great. I moved it around. It's fucking quiet as hell now. You know, it's running really well. So then I start my work computer, and I get a message saying BitLocker recovery or some shit like that. So
shit.
I'm like, oh, this is no big deal. I'll call them up. They'll give me a code, and I call them up. So I'm like, I write my, boss, let them know I'm not going to be able to log in this morning because you got to be able to log it in my computer to clock in, right? Simple stuff.
Right. They can't just unlock it remotely or some shit.
No, they can't unlock it. Well, what I'm saying, they can't. I can't get in to. I have to call them to unlock it. So,
okay.
But in order to get in, I have to call them, so I can't clock in because I have to clock into my system through after I log in. So I write my manager, hey, I can't. I'm not going to be in until I get this fixed. I just want to let you know I am trying to get in, so I am in the correct. On my phone worked, everything worked fine, but my computer gave me that error. I get an email back a couple minutes later saying, "You got that error?" It's like, that's not good. You're probably going to have to get a replacement.
Oh fuck!
So they have to send me a replacement. So the good thing is my boss gave me. He said you're going to get some tech pay. So at least for
oh good. So you're not just going to be out of paycheck till they send you a new computer.
Yesterday I am.
Oh okay.
But I haven't gotten any response today, so I'm most likely going to be out of work until I would say Thursday. So I won't work Tuesday, Wednesday. So it'll be a longer weekend, yay! But I most likely won't get paid those days. I would hope I do. I mean, that'd be great if I do, but I probably won't until I get my actual thing back. So I got to wait till to send it back to them, and then send it back. And then once they get it, they'll send me a new one because they don't want what's been happening. Because this is another one of those examples of
people have been keeping the computers.
Well, what they do is they keep it because they don't have to send it back, so they keep it for long periods of time than they need to. Like they'll send it back, but like a month later, right? So, and that's of course what of course they did. They used to just send the one right away. You get that, start your thing up, and then put the other one away and send it back to them as quick as possible. But of course, one of the rules about the lowest common fucking denominator is that when somebody fucks up and then keeps it, and people kept keeping the fucking things for weeks, right?
Oh shit.
And I'm not gonna say because I was one of those ones that I kept it. It happened to me a couple months ago, like 7 months ago. I had a tech issue, and they had to send me another one, and I couldn't get it back to them because I couldn't get it right, and it was raining all those days, and I couldn't walk with a big box full of electronic equipment in the rain. So I had, but people were literally keeping it for months. They weren't actually, like, I got mine back in a couple weeks, which I think was a little longer than I needed to. So I'm not going to say I'm completely innocent.
Right.
But people have been not sending them back. So they said, all right, well, since you're not sending them back, we have to put a rule in where we have to get the one back first before we send out the new one. So I've got to send the one out Monday. Hopefully they get it Tuesday. Then they'll send mine out Tuesday. If I get it Wednesday, then I can't work Wednesday because by the time I get it, it'll be 3/4 of the day over with.
Oh, what a pain in the process.
And then so I have to work it on Thursday, so I might not get paid for Tuesday or Wednesday. So Ma decided to fuck me over for the $95 that I got for the power supply, and they're fucking me over
because you can't work now.
For the 2 days that I can't work, so I'm not sure if I'll get paid for those. I'm happy I'm getting paid for this, Saturday at least. It'd be great if I get paid. If I find out I'm getting paid for those days, I'll be like, fuck yeah, dude, that's like...
Right, but you're not planning to get paid
I'm not,
for those days.
I don't think I will because a lot of people can abuse that too, is what they'll do is they'll go, oh, well, I had to send a picture of the screen to prove that it had that error. I had to send a picture of that out to prove that the error was showing up.
It's a screenshot?
Yeah, because people would be like, yeah, fuck, man, I'm not fucking,
Still haven't received the machine yet, guys.
Sorry, guys. I haven't seen that. Do I still get tech pay? Or even not get tech pay? I need a couple days off to go to fucking Vegas for, By the way, Vegas people, anyone listening, I most likely will, I have put my vacation time in. I most likely will be out the 25th of March. I do have to finagle that now. Because that's
because of this.
Because of all this. But I will. But in terms of paying for shit, but I've got that covered. But I'm just saying. But I'll probably be out there the 25th through the 1st of April. So all
right. I will definitely tattoo that on my taint, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure you will. Considering. Oh yeah. I'll have to hang out. Well, I'll talk to you about that at some other time. But that's my maw in the nut. That's the basic maw. Okay. Right.
Okay.
And the machines assimilating humanity are these motherfuckers who are almost like okay. So on Friday. During my job, right, I'm on the phone, so I'm actually have some leeway. So I'm calling around to places because my broski, actually, I want to give a props to Scott first of all, to Captain Conscientious out there, because he actually came over and actually got, and I'll tell you why, but he fixed everything for it. That's why it's working for
I was going to say, yeah, because
he
for
put
you,
the power supply in. Yeah,
it's
really a pain in the ass looking with those small wires. There's certain things that's one of the things I can't do. I'm just not comfortable doing that. Before I did that, he's like, hey, call some people, see what we can do. So we called one of the places that helped us with our computers. And they're like, yeah, we don't have the power supply in. If we do, though, if you want to go and get one, you can bring it back to us. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes to fix. I'm like, oh, great. How much would that cost? He goes, about $50 to $60.
On top of your 95 that you already spent?
Yeah, on top of the money I'm spending on this. This is before I even went out to get the power supply. But I'm like, but just the way he says, oh, yeah, come on down. It's almost like, yes, come on down. We can put it together for you. You might not do it right. So you want to get someone
to have our expertise.
It's good to have our expertise. Assimilate, ha ha ha, ma ha ha, ma ha ha. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. These motherfuckers who are like, oh, you don't want to fuck it up. So I go to this other place. I go to Best Buy. They have one that's shit. Like it's a $50 one. If you're gonna the thing about a power supply, it's like the heart of your machine. Literally, it's the juice. It's like the heart. It's how everything powers up. So you want to get a decent power supply. Because if you don't, it can really fuck shit up. So I got to go to another place. So I'm like, all right, I could have got the $50 one, and maybe it might have worked, but it didn't look like it had the power to run my graphics card because I have a beefy even though my graphic card runs on lower end or less voltage.
Right.
I still wanted
to. You didn't want to take the chance.
I didn't want to take the chance. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna spend a little bit more money, get a good card. So I went to this other place, and it's a little fucking house like shack type place, and And I walk in, the guy's in back, he comes out and goes, oh, he looks at the I get the one that I want, and he's like, yeah, well, most of the time, a lot of times, when your power supply breaks, it's your motherboard. So what you want to probably do is bring in your computer to me.
So I can look at it.
Now, for a regular computer, it's $35 to $50. For a gaming computer, and you told me you have a 970, so that is a gaming computer, about $50 to $75 for us to give it a test and run some tests on it. I'm like, motherfucker. So he's trying to be like, well, because a lot of times when your PSU goes out, something else is taken out with it.
Yeah. Just another excuse to ass ram you.
Ass ram you, like, yeah, hey, you look like you're looking close. Maybe it was the whole I'm not doing some side of McJesus thing. Maybe it was the whole you're looking close to that box. Maybe you don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm like, I want to say, look, the only reason I don't know, because I was giving him all the information. Yeah, like, I know it needs this much on the rail. I know I need this. He's like, oh, well, because you should just bring it, instead of having someone else install it, you should just bring it into us. And I'm like, I know you're trying to make money, motherfucker, but the best way to get my respect is to say, hey, all right, this is what could happen. He's like, instead of having to buy it and bring it back, and then, you might as well bring it in. Like, you might as well bring in your...
Don't trip, man. I know when I was having all those air conditioner issues, it was the same shit. Well, it's probably best if we replace the whole unit and we do all, it's just like...
Yeah, and when they're really honest, you can tell. But and the way he looked, just his face, he didn't have any of the, like... And the reason it's why it's machines assimilating humanity, it wasn't like he was like, yeah, all right, well, let's see, like trying to, like charm me or even, like, having any, like personality about it. He was like, yeah... You might want to bring it back here. It's $70. You said you had a gaming PC, so the best idea would be to bring it into us. It's like, dude... It's like, what, you want to assimilate Borg style, dude? You just, okay, I get that you want to make money in your little fucking place. I'm probably like Scott said, he goes, well, dude, you're probably the first one who's been in there all day.
He probably is, too.
Because he was in back. I walked in there, and no one was even up front. I had to wait like a half a minute for someone to come out.
That fucker's just hungry, dude. He wants anything. So.
Dude, he had a beard. He's all shaggy looking and... But wow. I guess, but it's still the mall. Like, yeah, like you wanted to bring it in. And nothing was wrong, obviously. It was just my power supply. Nothing else went out. Everything's working.
See, you know your shit. You know what it is. So it's like...
Yeah, because I troubleshooted everything before. My PC was working great. I mean, it was a little bit... I could go to some kind of like weird like slowdown at some points.
Right.
But that was because the power supply was dying. But I knew it wasn't anything else. So I knew when it died, it's like, oh, it's got to be that, because it wouldn't even turn on. But he's like, it could have taken out your... I'm like, well, we'll find out. He's like, well, I don't know. If you instead of bringing it back, you might as well just bring it in here first. I'm like...
Yeah.
So my bro handled it. So Captain Conscientious put it together and worked it, and he took him about an hour to do. So that was good. But that's just my thing. Like, it's almost like some kind of like, bring the fucking baby to us and we'll sacrifice it on the altar.
It's the best way to go, man. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have what we do.
So that's my big ass ram. I got mod this weekend. I got mod. Mod.
Yeah, your recti got mauled.
Mauled. M-A-H-L-E-D. Mauled. Mauled.
Right through your coal, man.
Yeah, I got mauled right in my coal, dude, for cash flow money. So now the only thing that I am not... It does suck I won't be working. I know I won't be working Tuesday, so it is kind of like nice to have like literally pretty much a 4-day weekend, I guess, because after... It's a 4 or 5 day weekend. It kind of sucks in a way, but if I do get, I know at least one day I'll get the tech pay from Saturday, so that's something. So
that's cool.
I might have an extra day off, and a lot of good things going on otherwise. So that's a good thing. It kind of balanced out with what the other thing I was saying about the improv stuff going on.
Yeah, I guess you always have to have some little ass rammery somewhere.
But this is ass rammery, and the good thing is that it's also is that considering how much money I make, which is not a lot, it just goes to show how frugal I am that I can just go, oh. That's $100 here. And, yeah, well, I'll have to not buy 3 pizzas this week. I'll buy 2 pizzas.
At least you have that money sitting around if you need it.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't have much more than. I'm not saying I'm rolling it, but the point is that that's not like, oh no, I have to borrow it or I have to figure it out.
Some people do, man. That's what they got to do.
So,
like, oh fuck.
Now I do have to have someone make an arrangement for my ticket with a friend of mine. But I'm going to be able to pay that back later on. It's not going to hurt me later on. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, what do I do? It's like, oh well, I'll just do this and I'll be fixed. That's another thing. People, be frugal. The less money you have to spend every month, the less money you have to worry about spending every month. Doesn't make any sense.
The way to go, man.
It sounds really simple and like duh, but it's so fucking true.
Some people just can't
spend as little as they can't. They have to spend that money. They have to have all these bills and all this shit. I have to have my $700 iPhone that I pay $70 a month on. No, you don't.
And what's all that for?
Yeah.
Because I need it, man. For what?
Well, you might. Yeah, you need it for because
like I can look cool.
Whatever,
everything's about looking
be
cool.
Frugal, whatever. Whatever. Just what you do. Make a list of your priorities. Pay for those priorities. Don't pay for anything else. There you go. If you can't, but I've got kids, and so that's your problem, not mine. All right, so that's my ma right there.
Another dumb mistake in life.
Yeah. So now I guess it's time for the soapbox.
Time for the sandwich.
The sandwich, right?
Soapbox sandwich.
All right,
yes,
so
sir.
You got a sandwich. We'll end the show with a sandwich. So what's the
dude,
soapbox?
You've heard about all this Beyonce shit. I guess she really pissed people off at the Super Bowl about her comment about Black Lives Matter. Fuck, I wasn't watching the thing half the time, so I don't even know what the fuck she said. But here's the thing that's kind of buttfuckery, dude. I guess she's going to have a show in Tampa, Florida, and the cops are refusing to police her show, which, dude, you guys can't get, this is your job, man. You took an oath. This is a civic fucking duty.
Now, wait a second, though. They're refusing to voluntarily do it.
Well, isn't there, but see, okay, now this is maybe where I'm having trouble understanding it, because are they, because I had a friend that was a paramedic, and pretty much if there was an event, they just would be like, okay, you got to go work this event. And that's what it was.
Well, let's see if I can find anything.
All right, yeah, let's do a little research here, man, because nobody's really been able to give me a straight answer. I've heard 2 different things. And from what I understand, dude, it sounds like it's a union bunch of bullshit again, dude, where these fucking union thugs are going, well, you should strike, guys, and say that you're not going to work this event. Because that's how union thugs are, man. Any reason to start shit in the name of power and control.
Yeah, Beyonce asked cops to volunteer for concert security.
Volunteer?
This is how, volunteer. So he says, the world watched as Beyonce performed a race-baiting, cop-bashing performance at Super Bowl 50. The NFL should have never allowed that to happen during America's... Well, they shouldn't. They shouldn't allow the political bullshit to happen. But that's well, not shouldn't allow. They should, but then she should. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. This is exactly what should be happening, and this is why. If she's going to be making political statements on stage in front of the whole world, then guess what she has to face? From my opinion, the consequences of that.
I guess my whole thing though is like, isn't this their fucking civic duty?
Nope,
dude?
nope. Here it is. This is what it says. The costume worn during the song "Formation" promote the Black Panther Party. Ironic, considering Beyonce as a police escort to the field. Now on tour, police officers in Tampa, Florida, were asked to volunteer off duty to work at Beyonce's April 29th concert at Raymond James Stadium. The police department spokesman, Steve Haggerty, told local media that no officers signed up to help because of her hateful lyrics.
Oh.
We're going to staff it because we have a responsibility to do that regardless of how controversial it might be, who the artist might be, or the politicians might be, Haggerty explained. This is a couple of months away, so we've still got plenty of time to fill those slots. Tampa's police did not clarify if officers could be forced to work the concert or if officers already on duty that night could be reassigned to cover the concert. Police officials said that this would not be the first time officers were not interested in working for an event featuring a controversial politician or celebrity, but each time the department is able to ensure enough officers cover the venue prior to the end. However, they're making a statement is what they're doing. They're basically saying, yes, in our off-duty time, we're not going to volunteer because if you're going to make these statements, fine. You have every right under your freedom of speech in this country to make these statements and have your beliefs. I, as an officer, on my off-duty time, have the right to say, fuck you, I'm not volunteering for that service.
Yeah, see, okay, I thought it was something that was done during their work hours. Like, okay, well, you're going to work this concert. Because I always thought that you had to have police there in case of riots or unruly concert goers or shit like that, you know?
Yeah, I wonder what people... I'm actually going to look at this little...
And hell, dude, in WA, they made fuck the police, but there was plenty of police presence at their shit.
Well, they probably have to go. This is what they probably has to. They probably have to assign people there for public safety. It's too large of a crowd for them not to. So there will be cops that will be assigned there. However, they asked for people to volunteer off duty. And if I were hearing people, because I guess her lyrics in the song are cop bashing, like they bash, like they, of course, because Black Lives Matters are all about like those pigs in a blanket, blah 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 blah. Pigs in a blanket, roast like bacon. That's what they said. You heard about that, right? Fried like bacon.
Well, that's an old fucking song, isn't it?
No, pigs in a blanket, fried like bacon. You heard about the Black Lives Matter people marching and shouting that? Pigs in a blanket,
that's what they. Yeah. Okay, I do know. Yeah, but that's actually an old. I think that's an old slogan, dude. An old fucking.
Well, it is, but the point is, they've been using it, and then Beyonce has been supporting it, and so these cops are like, "Fuck you! I'm not volunteering to do this shit. This is a statement I'm going to make. And I have every right to do so off duty. If they're on duty and assigned there." They have to protect, and they would. I guarantee, obviously, I would assume they would protect the people there, but they're not going to help her. They don't want to. They're making a statement saying, "Hey, I'm not going to support these kind of ideas," and that's their right as well in response to. Now, if they were assigned there and refused to do it, like if they were on duty and refused, then that would be ridiculous, and that would be uncalled for. But
then that's Then I would say that's grounds on fucking dismissal.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. Like, that's their job.
No, you can't make your political bullshit on the job. This is your job. Suck it up, dude. So what? They said something.
Let's see if I can find some more information about it. See if there's any other. Because a lot of times with the internet.
See here, but this is another. Because there's somebody on my friends list who's very. This goes back to groupthink again, and who's police and military can do absolutely no wrong in this person's eyes. Mm-hmm. So. They're like, yeah, good for the cops and blah 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 blah, and everything's all emotion driven, and you're just like, you don't know shit about this. This could be, just cops just trying to like, well, we can boycott. Well, not when you're on duty, you can't. You have a job to do.
Yeah, if they're not on duty, basically, it's definitely all about not being on duty.
Well, I understand if it's a volunteer thing, then you fuck yeah, dude. Then you can say, eat a dick. But when you're on duty, sorry, you don't say no. You might as well say no to your own paycheck. So,
wow.
But yeah, I wanted to know more about that. Nobody really. I posted something asking about it.
This is the crazy thing is that there literally was. It was a Black Panther tribute at the Super Bowl. That's what her song Formation was. They allowed that at the Super Bowl. Think about that. What if somebody walked out in a fucking?
You think they would have? Don't they usually pre-screen what you're going to perform?
She's black. She can do whatever she wants, dude. She can.
Wow.
She's expressing. She's a black woman. You can't stop her from expressing herself, and she should be able to. I'm not saying. I'm just saying they would never allow. See, this is where people might misunderstand where I come from on this. I have no problem with her doing this. Let her show her true colors and let her be disgusted and let the cops volunteer, not volunteer. But you better allow fucking some white dude to walk out in the fucking sheets and do a dance in the middle of the Super Bowl. Yeah,
kill them coons or something.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? The whole point is like dudes like inform like dudes dancing around in white sheets and stuff like that, like to beyond. My point is that if they're going to allow one thing, then they allow the other thing. Yeah, and allow everything. That's why if you're going to have violence in movies where men are kicked in the balls, and then fucking show women getting kicked in the balls and make it try to make it funny too.
Exactly.
But see,
and just kind of funny, like when Linda Ronstadt was making all those, what's his name, Michael Moore comments, and giving him props. They were like getting pissed off, and they made her get off stage and all kinds of other crazy shit. And it's like, well, okay, how come people can't express themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. I think she should be able to express herself, but I think the cops have a right to voluntarily say on their time, I don't want to work off duty for this bitch's concert. Not because they don't want to protect those people, and because everyone they all know that what's going on is that concert. Most people going to that concert don't feel the same way, or a lot of them don't feel the same way. They're just Beyonce fucking dumbass airhead Beyonce fans who like the dumb bitch's plastic fucking metallic work.
Oh yeah, which I don't like her music at all.
She's terrible. But my point is, but it's pretty much they have the right to basically say I am politically using my power my free speech power and my power as an individual to say I don't approve of that. So my voluntary time is not going to be spent supporting someone who's going to be doing that or trying to keep the peace at an event like that. Like if I have to do that, I will do it because that's my duty as a police officer. However, if it's on my time and I'm not on duty, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm surprised they even have cops volunteering for shit like that in general for any event. It should just be you're getting paid. You're assigned this event, and this is what you're going to do. It shouldn't be a voluntary basis at all. I mean, is it like, well, hey, I'll volunteer to do the Metallica concert. I like them. They're good, or whatever. It's like, why are they even volunteering for this stuff?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
But it's strange. It's unclear to me. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, they have people volunteer off duty because it's obviously a huge crowd, so they need more people to work the event.
Okay.
That's why they're doing the volunteering because there's obviously 70,000 people, 100,000 people in the arena. They need that extra manpower to be able to handle those crowds at that time. So they have to hire off duty. Not hire, but have them work overtime or on.
Well, and my question is, if she is such a threat, and such a Black Panther, this, that, whatever, aren't you afraid of what the fuck this could mean? Like, how do you know it's not going to be a bunch of militant motherfuckers throwing, cocktails and grenades and shit?
Well, the point,
you know what I mean?
Well, they'll have the manpower there. They're not going to lack that manpower. In other words, if they don't fill those voluntary slots, they will force people to work off, switch things around for other people to work there. They will fill those places to require the manpower to be there to make sure they can handle that crowd sufficiently. They just offered the positions there voluntarily. It's like it's like during the Christmas season for my job. Hey, you want to work OT for a couple hours today? You can do so voluntarily. Not today. All right. Well, we'll have to figure out other people. We'll have to switch things around to make that work better. It's not like they won't have to do that.
Right.
But they're just basically they're making a statement saying if you're going to say this about cops, then I'm not going to, because basically Black Lives Matter has basically said shit like, I guess let's see, it says her controversial new video. Let's just see what this is. Let's see. Beyonce's song Formation, a big wet kiss to Black Lives Matter. So basically it's just talking about how cops are. Super Bowl 50 halftime show performance, Beyonce released a politically charged video, Formation, featuring scenes set in the devastated and flooded urban areas of New Orleans and the plush halls of some Louisiana mansions. I see, yeah. The 5-minute music video is brimming with Black Lives Matter references. A young black child clad in black pants and a black hoodie is seen throughout the 5-minute video, dancing in front of a line of police officers who are dressed in riot gear.
What does Beyonce know about this shit anyway? When's the last time Beyonce's experienced any racism?
She hasn't. She's definitely living off of it.
Well, yeah, no question. But I'm just saying, it's like, well, talk about it if you've been through it. I doubt you've been through it. You know? Like, no, you got money. You can you can buy your way out of racism in this case.
Yeah, but it's just another thing. It's just another crack in our nation as the groups splinter off, because that's what we do now.
Yeah,
Fuck
I guess
Beyonce.
so.
Fuck her male, put a ring on it. Bullshit. Go fuck this.
Yeah, I don't.
Bitch.
Yeah, and I do not like her music. I just was wondering about that because I thought, well, wait a minute. How can cops say they're not going to work the event? It's their job, you know. So that's what had me a little bit confused. I was like, okay, well, they can't do that, and this is their, you know. So what? It's words.
But it does give a good. It's a good question, because is that appropriate? Like, I think it's appropriate if it's voluntary. If they actually are scheduled to work that night and they refuse to work, then obviously that's a job breach, a breach of their contract as a job.
I would think so, unless they got a union backing them up, which is possible. We know how much we love unions already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. However, and they might, but however, if it's their voluntary time and what they're doing is they know that there'll be enough protection at that concert, regardless of if they volunteer. And they want to make a statement saying, no, I do not. I'm actually making a statement saying that I do not want to support someone who's going to promote, make my job harder than it already is. You know, by promoting people to actually not trust the police and assume that the police are racist simply because they're police officers. It doesn't make sense to me, because there are a lot of black police. Are the black cops racist too? I guess.
No, they're sellouts. They're Uncle Toms.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's disgusting, man.
You know,
it's another raid, man. Another raid. Dude.
Yep, there we go. Well, fuck, dude. There it was. There it is in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think there it all is in a nutshell, man. There's always something new every week. There's new shit going on all the time. So, you know, it's like, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, you gotta just keep on rolling. Oh yeah, so that was there. So
keep on keeping on, man.
Where the fuck is this goddamn son of a bitch? Hold on a second. Now I'm having technical difficulties trying to get this fucking thing to run. You know what? This is all just fucking bullshit. Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, I'm out of work until hopefully they get my shit back to me. If I don't hear anything tomorrow, I'm going to be pissed. But
all because of Ma, motherfucker.
Ma and the machines against humanity and machines assimilating humanity.
Oh, I love machines.
But this has been the lovely little episode of February 21st, 2016 of the Nothing Sacred broadcast. We'll get this up to you tomorrow. You'll be seeing that... you're listening to this right now. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah,
anyways, bitches. I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story there, bitches. Fuck you later. Eat a dick.
Throat.